Polls.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. And we thank you for being here, Barnaby.
Okay, so the contract is signed. You're feeling good, maybe celebrating a little. You got a number you like.
Right.
And then your buyer, the one you like so much, says those words. We'll start due diligence next week.
And that's it. The polite handshake phase, it's kind of over.
Yeah, that's the sound of them putting down the champagne glass and picking up the magnifying glass, isn't it?
It really is. Due diligence, well, that's when the buyer stops shaking your hand, like you said, and starts shaking your numbers hard. It's basically a forensic audit.
Trying to see if the story matches the balance sheet reality.
Exactly.
So our mission today in this deep dive is to really walk through that. What are these professional buyers actually looking for when they open the books? And maybe more importantly, how can you, the seller, protect that price?
And your sanity.
And your sanity, yes.
Yeah.
And avoid getting, chopped down right at the finish line.
Because that's the trap, isn't it? Thinking the contract price is solid gold. It's really just a starting point for the real negotiation. Due diligence is designed to find reasons to lower it.
Okay, let's get into that. The mindset shift needed first. What are buyers actually fundamentally buying here? It's not just land and buildings, is it?
No, not at all. They are buying systems. That's the core thing. They're not buying your story about potential or how great the area might become. Due diligence is the test. Does the cash flow system work? Does the maintenance system work? Does the legal system hold up? Every claim gets tested.
I like thinking of it like a medical scan, an X-ray of the whole operation.
That's a great analogy.
They're specifically looking for what? Fractures, infections, those little mystery shadows that screen future cost.
Exactly. Fractures in the foundation, infections in the paperwork, shadows on the title. They're hunting for reasons not to pay that top price they agreed to.
Right.
And their focus gets really sharp here. They're paying for what is proven and solid today, right now, not your optimism about fixing things next year. There's a great line here. Buyers love optimism until they have to fund it.
Ooh, that hits hard. So it flips the script. Your job isn't just selling, it's proving. Proving the system's already working, so there's no discount needed.
You got it. That's the foundation.
Okay, perfect stage set. So if due diligence is this intense audit, this X-ray, what's actually on the checklist? What are they scanning for, specifically?
Well, we can break it down. Think of it like 4 main pillars they examine. Let's start with the most tangible one. Physical infrastructure. The bricks and mortar, or maybe pipes and wires.
The hard stuff. What's first on that physical list?
Water and sewer. First question. Is it city? Or is it private? Septic, maybe a lagoon.
Big difference in risk there, right?
Huge. City connections are generally lower risk, lower ongoing costs. Private systems, that's a whole different ballgame. Potential for big, expensive failures down the line they need to factor in.
Okay, water and sewer. What else physically? The roads. The electric.
Yep. Road condition is big. Are we talking smooth asphalt? Okay, gravel. Or is it, what someone cheekily called a pothole art installation?
I like that. Implying immediate, costly repairs.
Exactly. And electrical, they're checking pedestals at each site, the main feeds coming in, the age of the breakers. Old breakers mean future capital expenditure. Simple as that.
And the stuff you might not see easily, like how water drains off of the property.
Oh, absolutely critical. Storm drainage, culverts, the grading of the land. Does water pool up? Is there erosion? They're thinking about floods, foundation issues.
Yeah.
Long-term headaches.
Okay, so they've kicked the tires, checked the pipes. Pillar 1, physical infrastructure. What's pillar 2?
Pillar 2 is where many deals get messy, the paper trail. This is the financial and legal core of the business.
Ah, the infamous paperwork. Where do they start?
The absolute cornerstone is the rent roll. They need to verify every single tenant. Move-in date, current rent, security deposit held. Is it accurate? Does it match reality?
And then the big picture financials.
Trailing 12-month financials, or T12, gross income claimed, all the expenses listed, and the bottom line, net operating income, the NOI. That NOI is what they're really buying.
But just seeing a P&L summary isn't enough, right? They want backup.
Oh, absolutely. They want the source documents. Utility bills, water, electric, gas, trash invoices, property tax records, insurance policies. They need to see the actual bills to confirm your expense numbers.
And if you can't produce a bill for, say, landscaping,
they'll assume your number is low, or maybe even made up. They'll plug in a higher, more conservative number themselves. And guess what? That lowers the NOI and justifies a price cut.
Ouch. Okay, so meticulous records are key. What about the legal side of the paper trail?
All the entity documents, your LLC formation papers, operating agreements, critically, all the current leases, any permits the property needs to operate legally, and titles for any POHs, personally owned homes on the property.
Those POHs can be tricky, can't they?
Very. Often sold as is, but transferring title correctly is a specific legal step they need to see handled properly.
Got it. Physical, paper trail. What's pillar 3?
Pillar 3 is compliance and risk. This is about staying on the right side of the law and avoiding massive potential fines or lawsuits.
Okay, like what specifically?
Zoning is huge. They confirm the current zoning. And if the property doesn't quite fit current rules, they must verify its grandfather status.
What if you can't prove that grandfather status?
Big trouble. The buyer might fear being forced to make incredibly expensive changes to comply with modern codes. Deal killer, potentially. Also, health department permits are checked, especially for those private water or sewer systems we mentioned, wells, septics, lagoons.
And beyond just the property's physical setup, what about broader legal risks? Things like accessibility or discrimination?
Yes, they evaluate exposure to things like the ADA Americans with Disabilities Act and fair housing rules. Any sign of noncompliance flags an immediate, likely expensive fix needed by the new owner. They will price that in.
Okay, compliance and risk.
Yeah.
That leaves pillar 4. What's the final area of intense scrutiny?
This one cuts right to the chase. Income integrity. Basically, are the numbers you claim real?
How do they test that? Just comparing the rent roll to the bank statements.
That's the starting point, and it's crucial. Do the bank deposits actually match the income you declared on the rent roll? Any big gaps are a massive red flag.
Well,
They'll spot check how consistently you apply late fees. Are you actually collecting them? They'll look at your eviction procedures. Are they standard? Are they effective? If you're sloppy with collections, they assume they'll have trouble too.
makes sense. And the most basic check of all.
Physically counting occupied units versus what you claim on the rent roll. If you say you're 95% occupied, but they walk the property and count vacancies that suggest you're closer to 80%, well, your credibility is shot.
Yeah, that's trust broken right there.
And the deal is likely sinking fast.
Wow. Okay, so that's a formidable checklist the buyer brings. Physical, paper trail, compliance, income integrity.
It is. But here's the fascinating part, and where sellers can take control. Your preparation before the buyer even shows up is what really determines if you pass this test or not.
Ah, so we flipped the script now. Instead of just reacting to their audit, you run your own audit first.
Precisely. It's about seller readiness, pre-inspection.
Okay, so what's job number 1 on the seller's readiness checklist before you even list the property?
Reconciliation. Step 1, absolutely non-negotiable. You have to reconcile your rent roll so it perfectly matches the actual verifiable deposits in your bank account. Down to the dollar, ideally.
No fudge factor allowed.
None. If the rent roll says $50,000 came in, the bank statements better show $50,000 deposited.
And presenting the financials. Can't just be a messy spreadsheet dump, right?
No way. You need a clean, complete 12-month profit and loss statement. Use software like QuickBooks or Excel. Make it look professional. It shows you run a tight ship.
Let's linger on the details here, because this is where people might cut corners. Systematic labeling. Sounds studious, but why is it vital?
It saves you thousands later, trust me. Every single utility bill, water, electric, trash needs to be labeled. By month, by service. Filed logically. Same for leases, alphabetized, signed, easy to find.
And you mentioned taking photos of infrastructure.
Yes. Proactively photograph key components. Inside electrical panels, main water shutoffs, septic system access points.
Show you know your property. Inside and out. Have it ready.
Okay, so all this intense organizing, it's not just about being neat. What's the strategic payoff?
Credibility. Huge. If your paperwork is meticulous, organized in clean binders, the buyer subconsciously assumes the physical property is probably well-maintained too. It sets a positive tone.
And what about the physical stuff? Things you can fix before they arrive?
Yes. Fix the low-cost, high-visibility stuff, loose skirting on homes, faded or broken signage, obvious potholes near the entrance, little things that make a bad first impression. And crucially, clear any outstanding violations, city code issues, county health department write-ups. Get those cleared before their inspector finds them.
Because you're not really doing this to be nice to the buyer.
Heck no. You're doing it to protect your price. Every missing document, every unproven expense line, every visible defect, every open violation, it's ammunition for them.
Ammunition for a price reduction request later.
Exactly. You're taking away their reasons to ask for a discount before they even think of them.
This really shifts into psychology, doesn't it? Buyers walk in hoping to find problems. They're hunting for leverage.
It's absolutely a psychological game. If you look disorganized, if your records are a mess, they assume the whole operation is shaky. They'll think, if the books are this bad, imagine the deferred maintenance.
There's that quote you mentioned.
Sloppy paperwork costs more than cracked asphalt.
Right. Because that perceived risk just hammers the price they're willing to pay.
It directly fuels the thing sellers dread most, the retrade.
Okay, define the retrade for us, and how do you brace for it, or better yet, prevent it?
The retrade is the buyer's move, usually late in the due diligence period, where they come back and say, hey, we found these issues, so we need to reduce the price by X amount. It's often a tactic, playing on your desire to just get the deal closed.
A nasty surprise designed to make you flinch.
And like we said earlier, every retrade starts with a surprise.
So the defense is, no surprises. Control the narrative. Control the math.
Exactly right. Eliminate the surprise with early, proactive disclosure. If you know there's an issue, you bring it up first. But you frame it.
How do you mean frame it?
You don't just say, yeah, 2 units need work. You say, we have 2 vacant homes identified that require approximately $5,000 each in repairs. We've already factored this known cost into our asking price. See the difference? Manageable. Already accounted for.
Okay, control the narrative, and then you back it up with proof, not excuses.
Crucial. Don't just say the road needs work. Say, yes, the entrance road needs resurfacing. We obtained a quote for $7,200 from ABC Paving, and that's reflected in our pricing. Here's the quote.
You give them the solution and the cost. Removes uncertainty.
Removes uncertainty, maintains your credibility, keeps the books open, and you stay calm. You control the math. They have no wiggle room for an emotional or inflated retrade demand.
So it sounds like sellers need to maintain like 3 key lines of defense during this whole period.
That's a good way to put it. 3 lines. First is the preparation line. Audit yourself first. Know your weaknesses before they do. Be your own toughest critic.
Okay, preparation line. Second.
The disclosure line. Tell the truth, tell it early, and frame it. Provide the fix, provide the cost, quote. Turn potential negatives into managed positives.
And the third line of defense.
The negotiation line. When or if they do push back, you respond only with facts, figures, documentation, and those quotes you already gathered. No emotion, no defensiveness. That just signals weakness or that you are hiding something.
Got it. Prepare, disclose, negotiate with facts. Sticking to those helps you avoid the really big red flags that scare buyers most, right? The deal breakers.
Absolutely. Those are the things that make experienced buyers just walk away or demand enormous discounts.
Let's top of that list. What scares them off instantly?
Uncertainty about the core income stream. So properties with no written leases, maybe everything's just verbal month to month, and there are no reliable payment records. That's terrifying. It means potentially 0 stable income on day one.
Okay. Lack of income proof. What about infrastructure nightmares?
Big unknown costs. Unmetered water loss is a huge one. If water is disappearing and you don't know where or why, that's an uncapped expense leak. Same with unknown or shared sewer lines. The potential repair cost can be astronomical.
Massive liability. And we touched on zoning.
Yeah, non-conforming zoning without that bulletproof paper trail proving grandfather status, instant red flag, potential shutdown risk. Huge legal and financial exposure.
And the financial disconnect we talked about.
Yes, financials that just don't match the bank statements. If the rent roll says X but the deposits show Y, it screams incompetence, or worse, fraud. Deal dead.
Anything else?
One more big one. Overly optimistic projections. Sellers who base their price on fantasy rent increases that aren't supported by current market data. Buyers see right through that. It just shows the seller doesn't understand their own market.
That lack of knowledge becomes the discount itself. There's that other quote.
If you don't know your water bill, the buyer will, and they'll own your price too.
Perfect. Ignorance isn't bliss. It's expensive. It translates directly into a price reduction.
So really, the final mindset shift for any seller wanting top dollar is this. The moment you decide to sell, you have to start operating that property as if the buyer is already watching your every move.
Because, in effect, they soon will be.
They will be. And what they pay top dollar for is certainty. Certainty from tight collections, documented maintenance, professional records, clear compliance.
Due diligence, then, isn't the enemy. It's more like the final exam, the audit of your legacy with that property.
And passing that X-ray, passing that audit with flying colors, that's how you keep your price and, frankly, keep your power in the final negotiation.
So here's the thought to leave everyone with today. As you think about potentially selling down the road, or maybe even if you're in the process now, ask yourself this. Next time a serious buyer asks to verify, well, everything about your operation, can you genuinely smile, confidently hand them a well-organized, complete, meticulous binder, and basically show them you've already done their homework for them?
That's the goal.
Because the difference between having that binder ready and scrambling through a pile of disorganized receipts,
Yeah.
well, that's often the difference between closing at your full price and taking a painful, last-minute haircut.